Thanks.
So talk for a second what it meant to be part of that 3-on-3 group that qualified for the Olympics and what it means to be back now with your other team, the Chicago Sky, or your real team, I should say.
It meant a lot. I mean, it was an honor to be a part of that team, and the whole experience was super surreal, just like a dream. To be able to try to qualify, and then obviously qualifying was just incredible. To do it with those girls and to do it the way that we did. I mean, we played really well together, and now I'm just really excited to be able to go to the Olympics.
And getting back to Chicago, I mean, are you gonna jump right back in? Like, what's your situation as far as getting this team back on the winning side of things, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, you always got to kind of like compartmentalize things. So I was with the Olympics, and when I was there, I was mentally there, and now I'm with Chicago, and I'm excited to be back. But I'm mentally completely here, and just want to bring my energy, my positivity, and all the skills that I can bring to the team to help us win.
Thanks, Steph. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Eric Wilson.
Steph, I echo the same sentiment as Doug. It is good to see you and welcome back. Did you have an opportunity to catch any of the games while you were preparing for the preparing for the Olympics?
Yeah, I did. I didn't obviously watch them at the exact time. The 4 a.m.s were hard, so I usually watch them the next day. Yeah.
Gotcha. Being back, like you said, you're bringing a spark and a positivity. What have you seen with your team so far that you're like, wow, I really need to kind of interject myself to kind of get that momentum going?
I wouldn't say there's much in that aspect. For me, it's just, we're doing a lot of things really well. And unfortunately, we're getting a little unlucky with some things, whether it's calls or, a last second shot. So for me, I'm just going to bring the things that I know I'm good at, which is screening, finding people when they're open, scoring when I have to, and playing good defense. So just going to bring what I can and, get this win.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
Cheryl raced out WBZ.
There I go. Hi, Stephanie. How you doing? Nice to see you again. What's your team? Now that you're around the team, what are you getting from them? How they're feeling? How they're reacting? Being in this situation right now.
It's hard. I mean, obviously no one likes to lose a few games in a row. But I think everyone's positive. We have to be positive. If you just continue to get down on yourself, you're going to go in a kind of downward spiral. So for me, I was honestly pleasantly surprised to be around this team and to see how positive they are going forward and just doing everything that they can and that we can to get a win.
Do you have to be careful for yourself that you don't try to put too much on your shoulders, that you want to help this team get over this hump? I mean, is that something you have to be concerned with?
I don't think so. I'm not really. No, I'm usually pretty chill with things like that. I don't like to put pressure on myself. So for me, like I said before, I just, want to play my game. I'll kind of let the game come to me. And, I can't say that I'm like the end all be all for this team because we still have other key pieces missing. So once we get our full team back, I know that, we're just going to be an incredible squad.
Is there anything you learned in your experience with the Olympics 3-on-3 that can carry over to you with WNBA play?
Yeah, I think a few things. One, just kind of letting things go. In 3-on-3, you give up a layup, but you got to go straight on offense, So for me, it's like being quick with my reaction to things that happened. I think that will help me a lot in the 5-on-5. And also, I'm sure everyone will be surprised by this, not complaining if I get a bad call from the refs, because in 3-on-3, if you complain, you will get teed up immediately. So I'm going to try to kind of simmer down when it comes to the refs.
So you're doing the Zen approach.
Yes, trying. I can't say it'll for sure happen, but I'll try.
Thank you.
Annie Costable, the Sun-Times.
Hey, Steph. How would you describe the sense of urgency that surrounds this team right now and its need to get 2 road wins?
I mean, there's definitely a sense of urgency. There's, you know, the desire to get a win, whether it's road or home. I mean, I think the team just wants to win. You know, it's really hard when you lose a bunch of games a few times, again, like on, you know, last second things or whatever happens. So I think we just need a win to kind of boost that morale even more. And um, sometimes when you're on that losing streak, it's like getting that first one is just that hardest step. But once you get it, I think, you know, we'll just go uphill.
And then I know you just returned to the team, but y'all have talked about these injuries and once everyone's back and that's been something that's kind of been reiterated. But without these players, are you guys capable of winning? Like, how would
100%.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. I mean, they were capable of winning before I was here as well. But we're definitely capable, more than capable to win. We have a lot of the key pieces still here. And, you know, we just got to step up our game even more, knowing that, you know, there are still big people missing.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Howard Megdal, next.
Hey, Steph, always good to chat with you. I want to kind of jump off of the 3-on-3 conversation because just in a granular way, it is a faster game by definition. And you guys are obviously with the Sky playing, again, your top 4 in terms of pace in 2021 once again. So kind of 2 parts to it. One, and the first side of it is, are there skills of yours specifically that you think are sharpened by playing in the 3-on-3 game that you're going to use here back with the Sky?
Yeah. Like you said, the speed, honestly, the reaction speed, defensive speed. I mean, 3-on-3, you're on an island almost 100% of the time. You got to play one-on-one defense against other posts, wings, point guards. So I can bring that to the 5-on-5 game because we're going to be, you know, we might be switching sometimes and I'm going to have to guard a guard. So I can, you know, translate the speed of that game into the 5-on-5 for sure.
And then I guess the other part of it is you're obviously such a critical part of this win for 3-on-3. Did the fact that you were playing with the Sky for these last few years and playing at this elevated pace, you think help for you to make that transition?
Maybe. I don't really know for sure. I think the actual plays helped me. I don't know about the speed because you really can't recreate the speed of 3-on-3 in 5-on-5. Although 5-on-5 is, you know, like you said, we have a fast pace. It's still nothing compared to the speed that you play in 3-on-3. But I do think that like the actual actions, basketball actions that we do in the Chicago Sky are something that translated to the 3-on-3.
Appreciate the insights on it, Steph. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shannon Ryan, Tribune.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I wanted to follow up with you about, you said that idea of compartmentalizing. It seems like that would be really important this year, given going back and forth with the team, Olympic break, coming in and out of this. Just, you know, how do you, and, you know, even tips maybe you've gotten from other players on how you handle that, how you handle recovery, playing different styles. Just what have you done to prepare or get ready for an unusual year? Or what have you learned about it or think you need for that?
I don't know. I think I've always kind of done it. When it comes to basketball and like life, I've always been a pretty good compartmentalizer. Like my family, when I'm with them, I'm with them. You know, I don't think of other things. When I'm in basketball, I only think of basketball. So for me, it kind of came easy to be in 2 places right after each other. It was still weird, but I think it's easy when you have teammates who they supported me going to the Olympics, to the qualifiers. So that helped a lot to know that I was there and that they had my back and stuff. And then the same thing with being in the league. You know, it's not like USA Basketball is mad that we're playing, you know, in a league. So for me, it's just having that support makes it easy to, you know, be focused with where I'm at.
Shannon Ryan. Oh, sorry, Shannon, we just got you. Alexa Filippo, the Harvard Courant.
Hey, Steph, congratulations on qualifying for the Olympics. I'm just curious how it was like to build that camaraderie and on-court chemistry too with your teammates leading up to the qualifying games and then also once you guys were there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think it kind of makes it more interesting when you have less players. So, we knew anything that happened that was good, it was like we shouted each other out, like there's only 4 of us. And so it just made it really fun to hang out with them. We actually had to room with each other in the qualifiers. So we got to know each other a little bit more on that level too. So it was fun. We played games, enjoyed the whole kind of experience together.
Thank you.
Howard McDowell, did you have another question?
I do not, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, Steph. We will have Dana Evans. And
Thank you. Do you want me to unmute it? Mute it.
sure, why not? Go.
Okay.
She'll be right here. Hi, Dana. Thank you for joining us. We'll start with Eric Wilson.
Hey, Dana, welcome to Chicago. Appreciate your time today. So I just wanted to talk to you about your feelings as far as, coming to Chicago, playing with this team, and the impact that you were going to make with this team.
Hold on, Dana. You just might need to unmute yourself real quick. Perfect. And if you could just start over, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm super excited to be here. I've been watching this team for years. It's right down the street from my hometown, so I'm pretty familiar with all the girls. It's a really talented team, so I'm just gonna do the little things that I can to help this team win, whether that's defending the ball full court, ball pressure, just taking the open shot, taking what the defense gives me, and just playing.
And you're facing Phoenix tonight. Does Coach plan on playing you this evening? Are we going to see Dana Evans officially tonight out there?
So I will be playing tonight. I'm super excited about it. Just trying to learn everything. It's a quick turnaround, but I'm excited about it.
Best of luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Annie Costwell, sometimes.
Hey, Dana. Coming into this team that's facing injury and in need of a backup point guard to help carry some of that weight, what kind of pressure or what are your expectations for yourself, and what kind of pressure do you feel in coming in here and producing right away?
Just trusting in the process and just understanding I'm here for a reason and I belong here. So just believing in myself, having confidence, and just learning from Vandersloot is going to be something that I'm taking pride in, watching her and how she runs a team. So learning from somebody like her is going to get me better every day.
And then I know it's only been a day, but what kind of confidence do you have in the way your game fits with this system?
I think it fits really well. I think I'll be able to just go in and just play my game, pressure the ball, like I said, get it done on the defensive end, and take what the defense gives me, the three, the mid range, getting to the basket, getting people open shots, just playing off of everybody else.
Got it. Thank you.
Howard McDowell.
Hi, Dana. Always good to chat with you. Two, if I could, I just want to start, if you could take us through just some of the details of what your last 36 hours have been like. You know, when you heard about all this and the move, and you know, what have you been going through?
It's been a lot. It's been a different transition for me. I'm not used to switching teams really, because I stayed at Louisville for 4 consecutive years. I stayed at my high school for 4 consecutive years. So it's different, but I think it was for the better. I think it was for the best for me and the Dallas Wings and also Chicago Sky. So I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed for the opportunity, and I'm just going to take full advantage of it.
And just again, you spoke of opportunity, and obviously that was something we spoke about on draft night as well, where you said it was far more about whatever opportunity you could get than what number you're drafted. Is that the way you're continuing to look at it? And does just the tight numbers and tight margins in this league mean it's essentially how you have to look at it?
Yes, I'm a firm believer in God does everything for a reason and a purpose, and He has a plan for everyone. So that's just how I look at things, and this is a place that I think I belong at, and I think I should be here. So I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just willing to do whatever it takes to help this team win some games.
Thanks, Dana. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheryl Race Out, WBEZ.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
What type of reaction did you get from your family about you're from Gary, Indiana, and Chicago just a happen to skip? What type of reaction did they have?
They were really excited. I got a lot of phone calls. I talked to a lot of people yesterday about the trade and everything. And I think it was for the best. Like I said, I'll be able to see my family a lot. They'll be able to come to a lot of home games. I'm sure they'll be at every one that they can come to. So just being around family, being closer to home is something that I'm excited about.
How quickly do you transition yourself mentally and physically into a new system? How long does it take? What do you have to do in order to make that smooth?
Well, they've been helping me a ton with just understanding the system, how they go about things, and how they play out of the initial set being called. The defensive things is something that I'm still learning, but I have the app downloaded on my phone now, so I can go over the plays by myself when I get some downtime. Go over the defensive schemes and everything like that. So I'm a professional now, so I have to be able to make quick adjustments and be able to adapt. So I'll be fine.
How much did your experience at Louisville help you make this transition to the WNBA?
Louisville taught me a lot about trusting the process, like I talked about earlier. As a freshman, I came in and I didn't start, but I was able to learn the system and grow as a player and a person. So I think that's the same here. I'm learning from Vandersloot, which is one of the best point guards in the league, and just watching her and learning from her every day.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Doug Feinberg, Associated Press.
Hey, Dana, just to pick up on that last question, I mean, you did have to work your way up in the Louisville system, so to speak. How much did that help you as a pro, that like you've had to make that fight to get playing time to become the great player that you are now that you're a pro?
Well, I would say I relied a lot on my freshman year on my defense. That kept me on the floor, and anything offensively was just a bonus, was just extra. So that's kind of the road that I want to take going into this new system, this new program, and just picking up the ball defensively, just being a pest on defense, getting it done on that end. And I'm sure the offense will take care of itself.
And to follow up on your other answer about just coming home or home-ish to Chicago, you said you watched some of the games growing up. Did you go to any Chicago Sky games as a kid, since you're part of the WNBA generation of having a WNBA when you were a kid?
Yes, for sure. I've always watched the game and loved the game. I used to come to the Chicago Sky games all the time. So, like I said, I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the players and everything.
Did you have any favorite Chicago Sky players as a kid that you enjoyed watching?
Well, the last couple of years, I would say Diamond was probably my favorite player to watch, and Vandersloot, of course, because she's a point guard like me. But those two players are the two players that I like watching. And Sylvia Fowles, when I was the first game that I went to, Sylvia was here and she dominated. So she was somebody that I liked watching too.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Dana. And thank you
Thank you.
guys for joining us. We'll see you pregame with James Wade an hour before tip off.
Okay, thank you.
To the right, so I'm completely wrong. Yeah, right, you're right.